The following is a presentation of 4 Star Sports Media.
Hello, Arkansas hockey fans, and welcome back to the Hawgs Podcast, the podcast of the Arkansas Hockey Club right here in beautiful Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, to be exact. Today on the show, we've got a very, very physical show based on a physical series between the Arkansas Hockey Club and their arch rivals, the Missouri State Bears. And to break all this down, we have, well, I'll go ahead and say it, man, what could be a legend for the Arkansas Hockey Club, and that's Mr. Griffin Sugasawara has joined the show with us. Griff, thank you very much for being on with us today, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I had a chance to talk with both of your parents yesterday, and did not know this little tidbit about Arkansas hockey. Speaking with your dad yesterday, he said that when you first got to this club, it was mainly Texas guys. And now, 4 years later, it's evolved, because I feel like that's what this program has done. It's a good way to describe it. This program has now evolved into a team that has some Missouri guys as well as some Texas guys, and it's even growing more than that. Would you say that's pretty fair assessment, Griff?
Yeah, absolutely. When my freshman year was mostly Texas guys, almost influenced my coming to Arkansas. And as the years gone on, it's been more St. Louis guys. We even got a guy from California, a guy from Michigan. So it's been all over the place now, and I like it a lot.
Man, that is great to hear. Griffin Sugasawara. I've practiced that name. I can't tell you how many times this morning to make sure I did not butcher it for you, man. The team calls you Griff, as I learned talking to goalie Sam Haynes. If you haven't checked that show out, go back a couple weeks. Sam was incredible. He's incredible in the show. He's even better on the ice. Talking about Sam, Friday night, Griff, y'all got another shutout win on the season. I believe that was Sam's 12th on the year, which to me is an incredible feat. Talk a little bit about Friday night. You had the new jerseys on. You were one of the guys that was on the promotion for the hockey club rocking these USA American flag themed jerseys. Talk a little bit about Friday night. That was a physical first contest.
Yeah, it was definitely a special night. To how many people came out, it was awesome. Yeah, definitely left Friday with a couple bruises and some scratches, and Sam just played out of his mind. He's been a rock for us back there, so it's awesome to see, and his accomplishments are beyond me. I don't even understand goalies either. They're just built different.
They are, man. I'm a big St. Louis Blues fan, and I told him during the interview that he reminded me a lot of Jordan Bennington in just some of the saves that he makes and some of the ways that he does it. And then every goalie kind of has a style as well. Speaking of feats that happened, Griff, Friday night, you tied the all-time, you tied the Arkansas all-time scoring feat of 109 goals for Arkansas. So we'll talk about Saturday here in just a second, man. But Friday, talk a little bit about what the emotions were. Obviously, is that something that you've kept up with, or is it something that you haven't?
Yeah, I definitely will look at it. But when I scored, I wasn't thinking about that. I was more so thinking we got the goal. We got to keep up this momentum type of thing. It wasn't I wasn't thinking about the accolade or anything. It was more so hopefully we can wake up a little bit more, because we did have a slow start to that Friday game. So when we scored, it was hopefully, Mo State's down now. Let's get up and let's keep going.
Yeah, Friday night started off slow for you. Is that just because Missouri State came out and maybe was a little bit more physical than in teams you had seen coming up to this point in the season?
We had known that they were going to probably come out pretty fast. I think part of it too was we didn't get to practice on that Wednesday when we were supposed to because of the snowstorm. And so maybe we were just not into it yet. But no, I think we definitely it was all mental. Just got to prepare for it better.
So the Battle of the Ozarks, I talked about it at the opening of the show. It's a really nice trophy. It's a little fish for all the fishermen out there. I'm sure they love it. But each year they do it. It's for the regular season battle between Arkansas and Missouri State. The Hawgs, the Ice Hogs, got a win Friday night. Yesterday afternoon was senior night. Griff is a senior, so lo and behold, it times out perfect that we get him on right after senior night. But the Hawks come away with a 5-3 victory. Sam Haynes was in goal once again. They gave up a late goal to make it 5-3. And really, Griff, it was almost 5-4 quickly. Sam had a great glove side save there late in the third period to keep it a 2-goal lead. But Griff, talk a little bit about the moment yesterday. Obviously, your parents were there to celebrate with you on the ice. The way that the program does it with all the seniors, man, is a really cool thing to watch. I've seen it, in in a football version, but it was very cool, very, very intimate moment with your parents.
Yeah. I think I speak for all the seniors when I say it was a bittersweet night. We don't want it to end. We really love hockey, and we really love what the program has done for us. And so having to basically say goodbye definitely sucked, but to win the game as well made it better as well. So
yeah, most definitely. And then yesterday, Griff, you became the all-time scoring leader in the University of Arkansas hockey history with 110 goals. That's a crazy amount of goals, man. That's putting the puck in the back of the net a lot. Talk a little bit about what it meant to you yesterday and then maybe today, now that you've had time to kind of process things a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without the teammates that I have and the coaching staff putting that trust into me. It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like to think about, individual awards and stuff, because I'm here to win a natty with the rest of the guys, and it's it's definitely awesome, especially to do it on senior night too. But it's the hardware that the team wins that really matters to me.
Man, Razorback Zach's in studio with us as always, and he was on the show for the Sam Haynes interview. It sounds very similar to what Sam said when he talked about his legacy, which I'm going to ask that question as well here shortly. But talk a little bit about this team, Griff. Talk a little bit about the coach. We had Keller Sims on last week. Just this team just feels like a brotherhood to me when I watch you guys on the ice. The way you communicate, the way your coach just communicates with you, Zach. The way the team captain stays on the ice without, when everybody else is coming off. Talk a little bit about the brotherhood and just exactly what this program means to you on a personal level.
Yeah, it's really special. We've always emphasized the family culture, and this program has helped me mature from when I first got to campus. And, we strive into making sure that all the new kids who come in, they mature as well, but they understand that like this is family. This is who you're going to be around for the majority of your college career. So make the most of it and enjoy every single moment so that, when you do get older and do get to that senior year like me, it's you don't take it for granted. You appreciate what you have, and you just kind of emphasize that type of culture in our locker room and away from the rink, and it makes it easier to just play on the ice together because there's so much love, within one team.
There really is. But you know what I've noticed, and I mean, you can attest to this. You were originally from California, and then you moved to Dallas or Texas area. Then now, obviously, you're here going to school. Something about this city of Fayetteville, to an outsider like myself, but the way they put their arms around you here, and the way they welcome you here, and the way they support you, is something that I've never really experienced before. And it's the same way with the fan base. I mean, when you look at the fan base of the Arkansas Hockey Club, Griff, you know what time y'all played last Sunday. The game started at 6:45 in the morning local time here in Fayetteville. Now I know y'all practice at 6 a.m. typically, so that's not bad for y'all. But for a guy like myself, 6:45 in the morning, that's early, man, especially on a Sunday. But this program has a dedicated fan base. Talk a little bit about what the fans mean to not only you as a player, but to the program.
Yeah, the fans mean a lot. We were actually having like this discussion on the bus not too long ago. It was like, would you rather be playing here where you get a lot of fans, or over there where it's kind of cool but like you get no fans? And we're like, no, we're definitely taking the fans. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, the support's unbelievable. Without it, we really wouldn't have a program. So it's pretty cool to have the amount of support that we have, and looking on social media and seeing everybody chatting. And of course we still get the occasional wow, we have a hockey team, but it's still nice to see that people are like, okay, so now that we do have a hockey team, they'll come out and watch, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it with Sam Haynes and even with Coach Sims, and I'm especially after Friday night and yesterday, seeing that Jones Center packed out like it was, and as loud as it was, that is a real threat when you look around the nation at college hockey clubs. I mean, as far as you've got Purdue coming in late in the season to close out the year for you guys. That's going to be a nice program coming into the Jones Center, and they're going to be coming into a fan base that, I mean, if you're not used to a hog call, it can be intimidating.
Oh, 100%. We try to use our fans as an advantage, because it's fun, even going into like an away game where they have a crowd. And, sometimes it can suck, but it creates like for a better atmosphere. Everybody wants to play hard. And so, yeah, we try to use it to our advantage and definitely intimidate the other team, because we're used to playing in front of big crowds now, whereas, other teams might not be. So it can be maybe nerve-wracking for them.
So, Griff, you are currently sitting at 21-3 on the season. If somebody would have told you the day that you committed to the University of Arkansas to play hockey, would they have been able to convince you that 4 years later you'd be 21-3 and be one of the top teams in the nation?
I think so. I'm pretty optimistic, so if someone were to tell me that, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I believe it, but yeah, I mean, I think it's just awesome. The team works really hard on and off the ice, so it's not surprising now. Maybe a little bit surprising, 4 years ago, but it's awesome to see everybody just buying in and committing to what we're trying to do here.
And I mean, what you're trying to do is win a natty. You just said it earlier in the show. We got Griffin Sugasawara from the Arkansas Hockey Club on today with the Hawgs Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Wes Pruitt, here on the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Griff, you just said it earlier in the show, man. You want to win a natty. When, in my opinion, this is a team that has a legitimate chance to win a natty. So you just knocked off Missouri State. So when you look at this program and you look at what's next, you've got a big tournament coming up, man. How do you see this program doing in the national tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I see us going all the way and winning this whole thing. Step by steps, or the little step by step things that we're doing on the way there. So going to this conference tournament and then, playing Purdue, we really got to buy in and do all the little things right so that we are ready to go play against like top teams like Purdue and Grand Valley State and Hope, all of those teams at nationals. Because we know everybody's going to bring their best, so we know we got to bring our best. And when we do bring our best, we play like we're the number one team in the nation. So we just got to do the little steps to prepare.
I haven't dug into the stats of other teams because honestly, I'm not concerned about those other teams. I just cover y'all. But when you look at the Arkansas Hockey Club right now, you've got 11 players that have scored double-digit goals this season. I don't know off the top of my head another team. I know Missouri State had a few that had scored double digits, but you're scoring double digits. You have got a team that can absolutely score at a prolific pace. Fans, if you don't believe me, go to YouTube, go find the Kansas series from earlier this season. This program beat them by a combined score of 25-0 in 2 games. And I mean, when you look at this Arkansas club, you've got guys like Griff, who I think is glue. That's kind of what I've called you all season, man. In case you didn't know, it's kind of that glue guy. You just come across to me, and the way you play, obviously talking to you today, solidifies my thinking on that. But you guys like you, I mean, come on, man. You by yourself have scored 14, 16 goals now, probably 26, 27 assists. You're a top 10 scorer in the league, in the entire ACHA Division III. So between you, Cameron McAtee is just, I mean, that guy can score a goal in a phone booth. It's insane. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I honestly believe you could put blindfolds on you, Zach Wilson, Trevor McLean, and Cameron McAtee, and all 4 of you guys could score goals. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's just a natural thing that y'all do. But when you look at this team, then you've got Sam Haynes in goal. If you look at the Friday night game, the Friday night game, Missouri State score after didn't get a take with 3 or 4 or 5 shots, maybe total on goal past the first period. So when the defense locks in for this Arkansas team, we've talked about it in our articles on 4star.live as well. When this defense locks in and this offense ramps up, this Arkansas Hockey Club, I believe, in my opinion, can beat anyone in the nation because they're that damn good. Griff, would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Comes down to just trusting everybody that they're going to do the right thing. And like you said, we have a lot of people who can score on this team. So, having that depth in our lineup really, really helps because, it's hard to watch every single line and make sure that not every single line is going to score because not everybody can match the depth that we have. And, when our D are really locked in, it's awesome to see because it makes it easier on Sam, and Sam has bailed us out many times this season. So being able to help him out just makes it so much better.
After yesterday, Sam Haynes is now 21-1 over the last 2 seasons.
Wow.
That is a insane stat for this Arkansas Hockey Club. When Sam's in goal, have fun getting the puck in because he's not going to make it easy for you. Griff, they call you Griff on the team. I learned through Sam, by the way. Griffin Sugasawara has joined us today on the Hawgs Podcast right here on the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Griff, we talked about the hockey team as a whole. We've talked about the weekend series, Battle of the Ozarks with Missouri State. Now it's time to get into who is Griffin Sugasawara. So before questions, Griff, first question is this. When you look back at your 4 years here at Arkansas in 10 years, what do you want people to say about you as a player for Arkansas hockey?
I want them to be like, oh, yeah, he was a part of the first team that won national championship for Arkansas. And
that's a great answer.
Just hope that's what I'm remembered as.
So second question for you, Griff. Have you given any thought to coming back, or do you have any eligibility to come back and play one more year here in Fayetteville?
I've definitely tried to look at it, but I'm out. I'm ineligible. Otherwise, I would definitely come back. But
2-part question on that. Have you thought about coming back as a like a coach or a graduate assistant type?
I definitely thought about it. But I've been, looking at jobs in other places. But if I am still around, I definitely would love to coach.
That'd be fun. So, Griff, when you look at the University of Arkansas as a school, as a program, as a hockey club, moving forward in your life, if someone says something about the University of Arkansas, what's the first few words that would come to your mind?
Yeah, I played hockey there. I won a national championship for Arkansas.
There's a common theme here. I'm really starting to catch on to it. There's a common theme.
Yeah, really, really want to win this year.
Oh man, that's too funny. All right, Griff, just a couple more questions for you, man. I was going to ask the question of what is the ultimate goal this year, but if you can't figure that out listening to this podcast, then it's going to be tough for you. Griffin Sugasawara has joined the show with us tonight. He wants to win a national championship, ladies and gentlemen. There's no question about that. And I believe, in my opinion, and there's a lot of Arkansas fans that feel this way too, this program has a chance to do that this season, 2023, based on how they played. They just went on a 16-game winning streak. 16-game winning streak where they gave up a total of, I believe it was 15 total goals in 16 games. You can do the math. That's not a lot of goals a game, people. But Griff has joined us today, on the show. Hawgs Podcast, 4-Star Sports Media. Griff, last question for you, buddy. First off, man, once again, thank you very much for joining us. We love doing this show for this hockey club. This program is well deserving of this show. Both of your parents told me yesterday, I wish you would have been here 4 years ago so you could have done it then. Guess what? Me too. I really do. But life has a mysterious way of putting you places where you're supposed to be, and here I am. So, Griff, thank you very much for joining us, man, once again. But how can we, as Arkansas hockey fans, follow you and find you on social media, all that good stuff?
Yeah, Twitter, just at Griff Suga. Instagram is gsuga with 2 A's at the end. And I mean, yeah, if you want to be my friend on Facebook, send me a friend request. I'll add you back.
Griffin Sugasawara has joined the show with us today. We have talked all thing Arkansas hockey and also a little bit about Griff. That is also kind of the point of this show too, is to be able to let the players open up, be themselves as usual, but also that way us as fans and people covering them can learn a little more about them as an individual as well. But once again, Ice Hawg Podcast, Griffin Sugasawara has joined us. We've been talking Missouri State and more here today. As always, I am Wes Pruitt. For Griffin Sugasawara, special guest, go Hawgs.